Welcome to Secret Influence TV. I'm Nick Ronald, and I interview people who inspire or influence. The Secret Influence TV channel is all about sharing tips on how to be a better communicator and how to influence others to grow your brand or your business or share your message. And I interview people who have a story to tell, an expertise, or message to share. They're doing something they're passionate about and they want to get the message to a wider audience. As I believe everyone has expertise to share, everyone's got a story to tell, and it's only by sharing this that we can contribute to society and to making a difference. So today I'm very excited. I've got Abiola Olaifa, who he's standing as a councillor for Coleshill North and Orton in Warwickshire, St Nicolas Ward in Nuneaton. So he'll be telling me all about that, what he's doing and why. So welcome Abiola. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So just to start, where do you live? Do you live in Nuneaton or whereabouts?
Yeah. Currently live in Nuneaton. It's just in the West Midlands, just in the middle of everywhere. West Midlands.
Have you always lived in that part of England?
No, not really. I only moved in last year, actually. I've always lived in Portsmouth. So I've always been close to the sea, just on the seafront.
Yeah, lovely.
So, but last year we just decided to move and relocate with the family.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So what keeps you motivated in life? I mean, with COVID, obviously we've had a lot of challenges, in many extra ways, but what motivates you in life?
Well, generally, I just believe that every day is a brand new day and things will happen. We all face challenges, but we just have to look at the sun. If you face the sun, the shadow is always behind you. And this is the way I see life. There's so many things that's going to let you down, but you just have to keep picking up. And I stand from the standpoint that you're always better than someone that wants to be like you. So you have to be motivated with that. Know that what you have, a lot of people want to have it, and that should keep you going, irrespective of what comes your way.
No, would you say you're a positive person, that way, optimistic? I mean, that's obviously that's a very good, positive way of looking at things. Would you say reflects your positive attitude?
Absolutely. I think everyone that comes around me should be able to see instantly that there's something that you possess that they want to be, or they want to have, or want to do as well. So you should come across, this is my perspective to life, you should come across in that positivity, because if we look at the negative side of things, I mean, the last 1 year, over a year now, has shown us a lot of negativity. We've lost a lot of people, friends and family, but we can't dwell on that. We still have to keep moving and look at the positive side of life. And that's my own approach to things.
Is there anything that you missed in lockdown, or you're particularly looking forward to when restrictions ease? Is there something in particular?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it stopped a lot of things. Personally, I like going on holiday with the family, seeing the sun, being out. That was restricted quite a lot. And also, I think relationship among humans. I mean, we walk on the street and people look at you and be like, oh, he's carrying coronavirus, just with the way you look and all that. So that needs to go away very soon. We all need to be able to walk into a shop and then we see the customer service person smile at you and not them looking at you and like, oh, where's the mask? Things like that. So I know the world has changed quite a lot after this pandemic, but we need to start living life again.
Just going back to your question about going abroad with your family, do you like traveling? Are you a vacation person, or do you plans to holiday in UK? Where do you have a favorite place to go abroad?
Yeah, I mean, I like going around. I mean, before the lockdown started, I was in Jamaica and it was a good trip. So I really enjoyed myself. I like going to Europe, and I belong to the Marriott Vacation Club as well. So I have the privilege to go anywhere I want to go, anytime I want to go, just buy the ticket and fly. But apparently all of that has been a big problem since the lockdown. So it would be good to go back to that. Even within the UK, I've been to quite a lot of places, on holiday, a lot of resorts. There's so many resorts in Cornwall, everywhere. The last one I went to in UK is Burton and Trent, and it was a good experience for the family.
Yeah, lovely. No, I know it. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I've lived in the UK all my life, but there's so many places I haven't gone, and I love traveling the world. You know, love seeing these adventures. But even in the UK, there's a lot of places still on my list.
There is amazing places. Yeah. Yes.
Just talk us a bit about always motivation. Is there anyone in your life who's inspired you or motivated you? And you know, it could be someone you know, or it could be someone sort of you've never met. But is there someone who's ever sort of really inspired you?
To be honest, I have so many people who inspires me. So many people. Even some people are not, you know, they are not really superstars or stars or public people. They're quite private and personal, but they've done a lot for themselves. I mean, this is why, if you look at that, I write. This is why I write, because there's so many people I meet. They're a bundle of talent. They've got so many things in them, but they've never put it down. So a lot of them die with those talent. So I try to learn from them and put it down. So there's so many big leaders all over the world too that I listen to. I like listening to achievers. I like listening to what they've done, what makes them unique, why have they tried, why have they done really well in what they do. Because my aspiration is to succeed in everything I put my hands on. So I try to push myself quite a lot, because I believe that in life you need to explore, know what you want, have a vision of what you want, dream, and then work towards it. So when you have a dream, when you know what you want, even if there are challenges that may want to pull you out of that way, you know you have a target and you can go towards it. So those people, people like President Obama, people like Mandela, people like George Washington and all that. I read a lot of their work and see how they think. So those people influence me quite a lot.
I mean, I agree with you there. I love reading autobiographies, and I find it fascinating how people have their story of where they become well-known entrepreneurs or public speakers, what led them to that point. But I think it's probably why I have a channel is I think everyone has a story, and we can get inspiration from anyone, from world famous personalities, but even people who are doing people are community people, doing the jobs that we all depend on, but everyone's got a story to tell, and anyone can be inspiring in that sense.
Absolutely, yes.
So just before we talk on your aspirations in politics, just talk about some of your businesses. I think was it healthcare business? Just talk about your background and what is it? Like to just talk a bit about what you've.
That's correct. I do work in multi-level marketing business, so more like a network business.
Okay.
Apparently, if you look at the way the world is going now, people are deviating from the traditional business style, the manager at the top and the workers below. Now everyone is working like a team.
Sure.
So what makes you a leader now is how many leaders you can produce. That's how business works now. So I'm into this business. It's called Super Life. It's based in Malaysia. They have a product made by Mibel Pharmaceutical from Switzerland. Okay. So the product is doing really well. It's an healthcare product. They do have other products too, but the flagship one is called STC30, so which is the one I market. So I started the business in 2019, at the later part of 2019. So on what we call Crown Diamond now, which means I'm one of the top leaders in the business now. So distributing, and I have influence around close to about 2,000 people now who are in my network, in my team.
That's great, yeah.
So I've got about 20 countries now, which I connect to and distribute to. So the business basically, the product basically is just the way is the future of medicine, if I put it that way. I know research is still going into it. It's stem cell supplement. So and the product is helping a lot of people to recover from different, issues they got in their body. And, so a lot of people are coming back better, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure and things. So it's doing really well to help people and to save people from the pang of death, especially now that we have coronavirus. A lot of people can recover very easily because it helps the immune system to be better. I mean, so that's what the product does. Yeah.
That's interesting. No, I mean, obviously the COVID, it's highlighted. Yeah, I mean, health is the most important thing in your life, but I think the COVID, it's made a lot of people reevaluate their lifestyle and obviously how they can prevent getting ill and society treat illness. So it's interesting. No, I used to run my own health supplement business many years ago, so it's a subject I'm always interested in. Would you say, there's particular skills in business that that is good for politics? So, for example, managing time, managing people, leadership. Is there any particular skills that you've used for your business that you can then transfer to your planned politics?
Yeah, I think above all, my approach has always been to be real with people. I know that quite a lot of people, especially I think with the way things are run before, there's a lot of hidden side of business or leadership where people more like come across as a boss. They don't come across as a leader. So, and being leaders, that has deviated quite a lot now. You have to understand that everyone has got their own personality, their background, who they have, their faith, their taste, where they're coming from. So we're whole different individuals, and you have to respect everyone. So you don't only just pour what you want them to know. You also have to listen to them. So when you have good listening here, when you are able to communicate and understand, then it helps them to grow, because everyone has their pace in life as well. So you have to come across and let people choose their path. We all have different paths. We can't just go into one bus and expect every one of us to behave and act the same way. So you just have to be open and help people to grow at their own pace. Just be there, be sympathetic, be there, connect with their emotions all the time. This will help them to understand that they're being listened to, that they have somebody who can support them. If you're, they said, if you lean on a tree and the tree can't hold you, if you're falling, the tree can lift you up as well. So you need to have someone who can be dependable. So this is what people need most of all now, because especially the way the world is now, there's been a lot of issues where people are scared and all that. So you just need to be dependable and be able to support.
So following on from that, I think you agree. So many different leadership styles, but you kind of effective leaders who have different approaches to leading. And would you say, because I'm obviously fascinated by influence and how to positively influence other people, because in business we can't influence people to buy your products or service, when we're in business long. So influencing can be a good thing and should be a good thing. If you, how do you, what's the best way, do you think, to positively influence people? Whether it's in business or whether it's as a future councillor, how do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, a lot of time, people actually have different needs. Coming into business, you really have needs. Some of them could be financial. Some of them may just be that you just want to come into business and be able to show to the world that you've succeeded in doing something. So I know largely it's finances. So all you need to do is try as much as possible to meet people at their needs.
Right.
Be there for them because they have wants. Try to you have to come across so that they know that you have what they need to get to where they need to go. So, and also you have to be available at all times, because I know that a lot of time, lack of availability by leaders gives bad impression on the followers. So it's important that people who are trying to be a leader like you should be able to influence them positively through what you do, so they know that they have a right backbone in you. So you need to come across with this, and you also need to give them time. If, for example, I know you might be busy. For example, I'm always busy. But if somebody calls you as an example, don't just ignore their calls and never return their call. Even if it's a child, just say, "Oh, I'll call you back. I'm busy." So they know that they are important. So you have to make people look important, and this way they rely on you very well as well.
Great tips there. I think it's being professional almost in all relationships, whether it's business, politics, or social relationships. I think it's a good way to approach things. How long have you been interested in politics? With your, it's something you've always wanted to get involved in, or is it a fairly new thing? No,
I think I've always been in politics actually, and right from my teenage years. Even when I was in college, I contested in the student union and was the general secretary at the point. So my interest in politics started from then, and it's always been in me. And since I've been in the UK too, I've always been a member of the Labour Party. So And so when the opportunity for me to be an executive director in the CLP, so which is the constituency, I applied for that, got elected as an executive. And when the opportunity to be a councillor came up, why not? I went for it, and this is where I am today. So
No, great.
it's always been in the blood.
Yeah. What are there any? I mean, I don't want to go too much into your, perhaps the exact your exact politics where you stand, but what are there any particular sort of issues that you really care about? I mean, obviously, in a moment, health is a big thing, but there's so many issues.
Yeah.
Just is anything that's really close to your heart? Any particular social issues?
Yeah, I think I've always been in healthcare as well. I mean, I've got awards in healthcare, like health and social care generally. So one of the biggest things for me is people's welfare. The vulnerable, the disabled, and people who need help, and old age pensioners as well. I know that at the moment, because of a lot of cuts from the Tories and also because of the situation, a lot of them are going through a lot. I, at the moment, volunteer for NHS. So NHS volunteer service, and I speak to a lot of people, and the people are going through a lot. Apart from the financial side of things, the pandemic has broken a lot down, and you can see the rate of suicide in the UK has increased quite a lot. Yeah, so I would want to be able to, influence and see how we can help this kind of people, provide support, provide surgeries for them, workshop, trainings, events where they can come out and understand that the pandemic does not mean the end of life. I know they've lost quite a lot of people, but we can come to live together again. And I know about housing as well. It's one of the areas I'd like to be involved. Quite a lot of people are without housing or without proper housing. So we need to be able to look into this area and see how we can help people. And in my area as well, we've got a problem with the courts. There's a lot of courts now. We've got a problem with very bad road and infrastructures all around. So these are things I would like to be the voice for my community so that we can look into fixing them. In fact, not long ago, I had to change my tires because there's so many potholes around where I live. Right. And this is growing every day now. It's growing so bad. I mean, I was driving down in the middle of the night, I think about a few days ago, and I went into this pothole. Honestly, I almost crashed because I didn't expect it to be that deep. I didn't even see it. Sure. I just went into it. Yeah. So if it's affecting me, it's affecting everyone around. So we need to look at ways to stop this out.
I mean, I understand your point here about the COVID. I think the physical health thing is obviously one big aspect, but the knock-on effects of mental health and loneliness, which has always been a big problem or challenge in society. It's definitely been really focused, and I think it's addressing that in at every level in the community and through politics and social care it's got to be a priority. Just a slight change. I just want to ask about the books, because you told me before you write blogs and books. So to start with books, what have the books been about? Have they been a similar? Are they novels or are they fiction or non-fiction? Tell me what.
Yeah, basically my books are non-fiction. They're just self-development books. Because like I said, right from childhood, I've always been someone who loves knowledge, and I've been searching for knowledge everywhere, from individuals, from people you don't know, from people you know. I speak to a lot of people. I speak to a lot of elderly people who are quite old now, and they're saying they're a bundle of talent, but they've never written, or they just pass it to people when they speak to you. You know that they've got this. So people like that influenced me quite a lot, and I've put together all sorts of different sayings, idioms, phrases and proverbs all around the world, and put them into a book with very good short stories. And so I do have, I've written 3 different books now. So Defy All Odds was the first one, written about 6-7 years ago. And I've written Don't Rock My Boat. I've written that twice. So Don't Rock My Boat and Don't Rock My Boat, Life's Little Strategies. It's all available on Amazon and over 21,000 bookshops all over the world. So anywhere you are, you can always pick it up. So, and it's generally about influence and living a positive life.
And do you obviously enjoy writing, but do you approach? Is there a certain way you approach writing? Do you do?
Basically, I write based on facts, based on
Okay.
life evidence. That's why I call it life little secret. So there's several things that happens all around us on a daily basis that influence the way we do, the way we move, the way we relate with people. So generally, each time this thought, each time this knowledge comes to me, sometimes it could be from people, it could be from things that see all around me, it could be from
Okay.
animals that's walking. I put it down.
Sure.
Well, it used to be in my pocket. It used to be short notes that I just write in
I do
piece of paper.
that.
Yes, I do that. But now things are a lot easier. I mean, we got smartphones, so
True.
I've got notes on my phone, so I just type it down quickly.
Okay.
So, and when I get to my computer, I can then translate it. So that's what I do most of the
time. Okay. And with your blogs, tell me a bit more about your blogs. Is that
yes,
something you're doing at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. I do quite a few blogs. I have one called Abiola.com. I have crystalthoughts.com. So basically, do quite a lot of things because I write for some online news media. I write about social political reforms generally because I'm not really I don't want to come across as a critic. I don't want to just point out the problem. So I like to come up with solutions. So if, for example, people are doing things that I think this is not right. So I try to come up with solution. What you're doing now, what should be done? So these are the kind of things I write. So I write a lot because I know that I'm from Africa and there's a lot of things that needs to change and improve in Africa. So I write about reforms, mental health, dealing with mental health, transportation, all sorts of different issues, even things like first aid and things, how to approach it. So to help people to manage it, because I've seen a lot of times where, for example, people have an accident and the people around don't know how to approach and how to deal with people. Because I've seen people just slump and people don't know how to do things as simple as CPR, mouth to mouth and things. So it's just educating people on how to save lives and giving them the information they need. That if you leave that person that way for 3 minutes, their brain could be dead and things. And a lot of people are learning, so, oh, is that true? Is that how it works? So it's a way of educating and helping people to live better lives.
So your writing has obviously got a very international audience. Which country do you say? Was it Nigeria you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria originally, but I write about Africa generally, all over there. And I write for an Indian company as well, media company as well. And I've done some, not anymore, in Germany as well. So, and in UK at the moment.
Fantastic. So do you plan, like with the books, for example, are you planning another book? Is it something you see yourself writing more of?
Absolutely. Just that I think I've been a little bit lazy lately, but I do have one that I've done 3/4 now. So I just need to complete it and then get it out to the publishers. Yes, I have one going on.
I know a lot of people say that, when they write a book, they struggle with committing for time and planning when to do it. They've got a busy life. I mean, you clearly do a lot of writing and speaking in your businesses and things. How do you sort of set a dedicated time for your writing every week? Are you very structured in a way? How do you plan your time when you're writing?
Yeah, I think it's just what I do. I just push myself a little bit more because I know that we do have a lot of time on our side, but one thing is we don't use as much time as we have, or we don't manage our time quite well. That affects a lot of people, maybe including myself. I still think, but sometimes when I'm at home, I may be resting. I just look at myself. I say, "Oh, I can't be doing this. I can't be doing that at this time." I could, instead of just sleeping all through. I mean, there was a time that I worked with a man, and those back in Nigeria, and the man would say, "Any man who sleeps more than 3 hours is a lazy man."
Right.
I'm not saying that is right, but that's because sometimes he leaves work at 12 in the midnight, and when I get back to work at 8 o'clock, the people will say, "Oh, he's been at work since 5 a.m." So this is his mindset. I learned quite a lot about him. It's not people shouldn't sleep 3 hours. I'm not advising that. It's not very good for the health. But this is the way he's lived, and he achieved a lot. He runs 8 different companies, 8 active companies. At the same time, he's a multimillionaire and the money is growing, is expanding everywhere. So if we are able to commit a bit more time and a bit more dedication, and we don't just, get lazy, you realize that you achieve a lot more. I believe that I've not done a lot. I still have a lot to do. So with that mindset, you can achieve quite a lot.
Well, we've certainly all got the same amount of time in the day, and it's not one person has more time than anyone else. So it's definitely how we use our time.
Absolutely.
Being smart. So that's a good point. I just wanted to see, you obviously write quite a lot. Do you read? Do you read other people's blogs, or do you read books myself?
I read all sorts of books, stories. I read people's biography quite a lot to learn how they've been able to do things they do, how they've come this far. It helps you also to plan and manage your life, especially people who've achieved quite a lot, who've done quite a lot. So it helps you to understand how they've been able to manage their time. Because one of the biggest problems is time management. Because if you can't manage it well, you just realize that they just catch up on you. And a lot of people start running to achieve the things they should have done a lot earlier. But because of laziness or because of other things, distractions, people easily get distracted. So it's just how to stay focused and to commit to what you need to do and achieve it.
You come across very much someone who's always looking to learn and would you say you're clearly interested in personal development? Are you always, because I love learning, and any opportunity I'm always reading and listening to podcasts, and I love learning. Are you someone who's always wanting to learn as a way of improving yourself?
Absolutely. Things have changed quite a lot. When I was growing up, it was difficult to learn because at that time you have to go to the library, you have to get books. A lot of time knowledge comes from books. But now you can be a PhD holder on Google. The whole world is next door to you now. On your phone you can learn, but it depends on what you're using your phone for. Some people are there looking at Instagram and Facebook and laughing at jokes and all their lives. Why some people are there looking for knowledge, learning new things, developing themselves. So I was listening to a gentleman recently that said, now there are some courses you don't even need to do in the university anymore. If you go on Google, what you're going to do for 4 or 5 years in the university, you can do it within 2 weeks now. So the world has changed quite a lot. So if you need any information whatsoever, I am 1001% sure that you have it online now. So, what is your excuse? So we have knowledge, different knowledge in front of us. You can go into the bottom of the earth now and see what's happening there. You have cameras, you have pictures, you have videos everywhere. So YouTube is doing a lot. This wonderful work you're doing now, you're bringing people on board who can say their mind and people can learn. But it's just that naturally, I think people are just need to push themselves a little bit more.
I agree. Yeah, definitely with YouTube and so many websites out with knowledge, but you can learn anything, particularly on YouTube. I 100% agree. You don't have to just pay to go to a college or university. There are more options, and we're quite lucky, at least I think that way. There isn't so much that the excuse of there being the cost of learning. I think that social media is a mixed blessing. It offers massive opportunities to learn and engage, but also does have its downsides. Would you say you're a tech person? Would you say you do use social media? Because I know it's something I use for business, but I'm
Yeah, well, I actually did computer science for my first degree, so I'm quite quite good at social media and running around. But I know that the only problem I have with it is that there's so many of them out there now, and it can be inundating, especially if you have a lot of things in your book to go through. So, but if you choose one, if you say Twitter, if you say Instagram, if you say Facebook, if you say Google, you can choose one and just stick to it because there's so many other competitors. Stick to it and learn that one thoroughly, and you'll see that there's a lot that you gain from that.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to get into that way of thinking if you're starting out as a business, thinking I've got to do everything, I've got to run every single channel, and then getting overwhelmed because there's so many channels, there's so many social media.
So many.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. You've got to focus and choose one to work for you and put your efforts into.
Absolutely.
What's looking ahead? I know you said the standing as the councillor for Coleshill North. when's our interest? When are the sort of elections? When are they? When's the?
Yeah, so the election will be on the 6th of May. So we're all looking forward to that. So we're hoping to influence a lot of people to come out and vote.
Well,
the
no,
pandemic,
it's very important. I mean,
yeah,
good luck, obviously.
vote. Thank you.
Good luck with that. And any other plans for the next year? With books, businesses, anything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm hoping to complete the current book I've got now this year, and hopefully get it to the press, to the publishers to work on. And also, I'm hoping to develop my business, my network business a bit more, to be able to reach more people all over the world, and hopefully be able to develop a bit more and grow more in the business. So, and also my personal life as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to get on the street and then go on some holidays and enjoy the sun a bit more.
Fantastic. Yes. No, don't we all? One thing I wanted to sort of ask you was, if you're obviously very passionate about helping others and social issues, and write about it and speak about it. If someone perhaps a younger person and a teenager or something, or someone in their 20s wanted to help improve society or the community, they wanted to campaign about something important, but didn't know where to start. Do you have any tips? I mean,
Yeah, it's just I'll just say to them not to lose faith at all. Don't let anything discourage you whatsoever. Just go for it, because the world we live now, we all have equal opportunity. It depends on how you see things. Just have the right dream, and you just work towards it. I mean, I personally believe that in life, if you set yourself personal goals, especially if you set those goals early enough, it will help you a lot to go faster. Because a lot of people just seems to come to this world, they're just the 9 to 5 people. They go to work, come back, watch TV, sleep, go to work, come back, watch TV, sleep. They really don't have any area of influence in life. And so we need to be objective. And if possible, once you know what you want to do in life, put it down and just help yourself. Learn from people, find mentors who can help you through the journey, those that have been through that same journey. Speak to them. If it's something I'm doing and I'm doing it so well, come to me and I can help you and I can explain, this is what you should do. These are the pitfalls. This is where I've had challenges and this is where you should avoid. And once you have a mentor and you have the right mindset, why not? Nothing's stopping you. Nothing's stopping you.
Great words to sort of always to end our interview on. Because we're coming to an end, and I've really enjoyed chatting to you about Abiola. I think you've ticked both the boxes in telling a great story, but also sharing a lot of your tips around how to make that difference and influence people and get involved in helping shape your community and society. If someone wanted to reach you, they wanted to connect with you, what's the best way? I can share details of the video, but.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got email. I've got my email, Abiola @gmail.com. So Abiola is ABIOLLA. So with double LA @gmail.com. And I'm on WhatsApp as well. You can share my number. You can contact me at any time. I'm not a secret person. I'm very open and available to help. Anyone who comes across any areas we can influence or be able to help or introduce them to all the businesses and ways. And why not? We'll be very much available to help.
Fantastic. So that's the end of this interview. And do subscribe if you enjoyed the chat with Abiola. Plenty of more people who are influencers and inspirers lined up, and we all can influence better. We can all inspire more, and we should be all doing that to help grow ourselves, move forward, and contribute to society. So that is the end. So once again, thank you, Abiola. It was great speaking to you, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Nick, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the time. Thank you.